Hello, everybody. Listen, welcome to episode 108 of the Jazzie Conversations with Jazz podcast. I am your host, Jazz Bennett, mother, educator, host, and a slew of other things. You already know that, right? So you know that it is a Monday. And if it is a Monday, you know where you are. I want to say thank you so much to all of those who are tuning in. You guys are my Jazzie crew. Look, I have so many things that I want to tell you about. First thing I want to tell you about is this beautiful venue that we are in. Listen, I have been trying to get into this venue. I won't say trying because the invite has already been there, always been there, and shall always be there because of the relationships I have with the owners. They are doing phenomenally well at this venue. If you've never been to Kulture On First in Winter Haven, you need to come. You are missing it. This is such a jewel in our community. It is a Black-owned establishment, and they have the best brunches. They have the best karaoke. They have the best food, y'all. Y'all better get here. The best DJs. The ambiance is amazing. So I need for you guys to make sure that before this show is over, when you are following them on Facebook and you are following them on Instagram, it's Kulture On First. And I guarantee you, if you come, you will have an amazing time. Tell them that Jazz from Jazzie Conversations with Jazz sent you, and I know that you will have a good time. Like I'm looking at the stage, I'm looking at the ivy, I'm looking at the bar, I'm looking at the backdrop, the chandeliers. Listen, we are in VIP today. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We are in VIP tonight. I also want to give a fantastic, 1000% kudos to the fashion show last night.
Yes.
Listen, PDR did their thing last night. I always like going to fashion shows because, you know, when you go to Black fashion shows, we put our twang on it. Like, it is not like we are just going to walk and then come back and then that's it. You know that it has to be a dynamic host. You know that we have to have a fantastic DJ. And you know that the models cannot just walk down the catwalk. They have to give us a little routine, a little something. And so I just want to say congratulations to all of the designers that featured their fashions on that runway last night. I want to say kudos to that production crew. I have been to a lot of fashion shows, and the production was top tier. The person in charge of the stage, of the set, oh my, I was wild. I was just like, okay, I'm ready for another one. So I hope, listen, Esther, I need for you to listen to me very carefully because your pain, your sweat, your tears, that stress that you went through, it was all worth it because all you have to do is post that you're having another fashion show and I am there. You know that you have your supporters. You know that you have your community. Your models are ready to go. We are behind you 100%. You had a fan last year, and I'm definitely a fan again this year and will be next year. So congratulations to every single model, every single photographer, the host, the vendors, everybody. I just want to say, you know, you guys did a fantastic job. You know, y'all kept me out on a Sunday night. Yes. We had work the next day, and we still made it. So on this podcast, I not only celebrate the power of the comeback story, but I also advertise businesses. And so if you want to get your ad spot on the Jazzie Conversations with Jazz podcast, all you have to do is reach out to me via Gmail. That is Jazzie, Jazzie, conversationswithjazz@gmail.com. And I definitely would love to do an ad spot for you. Now, I've said a mouthful, and I'm going to go back to the top of the show because it is a fantastic Monday. It's January 29th. I just ran into someone and they're like, listen, I've already listened to all of the episodes up to 107. Where's 108? We've been lingering on 107 for the past 2 weeks, and y'all have not let me down. I sit here and I'm like, are people listening? I know you are, and I don't know why I doubt it every single time. Here's 108. We are here with 108, and I would not want to do episode 108 anyone other than my special guest. I have Miss Simone Mcfarlane. You better put that Tucker on the end of it, okay? I have Miss Simone Mcfarlane-Tucker here with me. I'm so happy to see you.
Me too. I'm happy to be back outside.
You know? Look, and you waited so patiently. Look, this girl's like, I want to talk too. Like, you waited so patiently, and I appreciate you, sis.
I was real patient. The time is here.
Yes,
the time is now.
The time is now for a dope comeback. And so, look, she's going to tell us all about her dope comeback. But tell everybody about yourself. Introduce those who don't know you, which I don't know who that could be who doesn't know Simone, because Simone has been working. I met you how long ago? Was it 2 years? I met you at my first year podcast.
This will be,
This year coming up will be 2 years in November.
Yeah.
So we just solidified a year of knowing one another since November. So it's been a year and about 3 months, 3 or 4 months.
Yep.
So that's how long I've been knowing you. And since then, this girl has skyrocketed. Like, her business has boomed. She started a podcast. She did she had a baby on us. This girl has been working in more than one place, apparently. In more than one place, apparently. But tell us about yourself, Simone.
So as you said, my name is Simone Mcfarlane-Tucker. I'm the owner of Glamour Tech Consultation Services. I work that business alongside my daughter, Kira McFarlane, who was one of the models last night with PDR Glam. And then also my son, who is occupied. He has recently joined on, but what we do is we assist clients who are looking for branding for their business. So whether you're starting a new business and you need a website, logo, business cards, you need help trying to figure out what your brand is, that's something that we can help you with. We also help with legal services as well. So if you need something notarized, if you need a power of attorney, living will and trust, anything like that, notarized, any type of real estate documents, we can help you with that as well. And like she said, jack of all trades. We also book travel. So if you're looking to take a trip, a vacation, a business trip, a vacation, a group trip, a church trip, I don't care what kind of trip, we can get you there.
Listen, I love it. It's like she said, it's a one-stop shop. Listen, and so I wanted you here because I said, we're bringing in this 2024 year. You're coming to speak to my students at my school.
I'm excited.
And so we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
and so they cannot wait. I've talked you up. I said, listen, you're going to learn about marketing. You're going to learn about creating your website. You're going to learn about entrepreneurship. So they cannot wait. Like, this particular class of students, my Careers 101 students, so they are really ready. But for this year, I wanted to spotlight the movers and the shakers, because with a new year, we always set these goals. We have vision board parties galore, and I wanted to speak to someone who's actually doing it, living it, breathing it, can take a break for 2 months and come back with it. And so that's why I have Simone here with me. This is not Simone's first time with me. This is not Simone's second time with me. 3 times is a charm, y'all.
Yes, it is.
Look, she's been on here 3 times, and there's about maybe 2 people. You and Lord, I'm drawing a blank, but it's your birthday, boo, girl. I'm so bad at this.
I know Salika just.
Oh my gosh, and she's in Ochos Rios. She's in Jamaica right now. Mocha Glam.
Mocha
Glam.
That's my girl. First of all, Mocha, who told you
First
to
of
go to
all,
Jamaica without me?
First of all,
Okay. And you know I'm Jamaican. Okay. Don't make me pull out the accent, man.
you know.
Y'all don't talk about my accent. Leave me alone. I wasn't born over there, okay?
It's running through your blood.
It's running through all the blood.
You got it, honestly. But you and her, you're like my go-tos. I love bringing you on because you bring such a great dynamic perspective. Like, you are totally on goal. Like, you totally are goal-oriented, and you always give me a word. You always give me something and my audience something that they can grasp. And so, before we get started into the meat of the podcast, I'm going to do my segment, 21 questions. You ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, maybe 21, it may not be, all right? So, we're going to get started with our 21 questions with Jazz. And I heard you ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
I heard you ready.
I'm ready.
All right, so my first question I wanted to ask you, how is it being I can't say another mom, because you're the same mama.
I'm the same mama.
How is it being a mother of 4 now?
Yeah, 4.
How is it being a mother of 4 and you have a 2-month pretty little itty bitty? How is it now?
So I will, in a sense, say that I'm another mother. I'm a different mother. Maybe that's a better word. Yeah, I'm a different mother because when I had my oldest 2, Trey and Kira, Trey will be 20 this year, Kira will be 18 this year. I was 16 when I had Trey and 18 when I had Kira. So having a child that age and then having a child at 35 is completely different. I'm way more mature now. I'm doing way more with my life than I was at 16. So I would say it is a big adjustment. When Trey and Kira and even Applejack, when they were smaller, I was ready for them to grow up because I thought I was going to be outside clubbing and doing. I never was that type to go clubbing because I had kids at a young age. So I'm like, I need to hurry up and grow up so I can go do me, so I can live my best life. And now that they're grown up, it's like, oh my God, like they really is grown up. They grown, and it's like I'm excited that I have this small baby. So now I get to cherish all these moments. You know, I'm not rushing nothing. I'm taking it day by day. I spend probably the majority of my day kissing and hugging on her. Everybody know how it is when you have babies. They got that little baby snug. Funny story. The other day, we had got her ears pierced, and her earring had came out of her ear. Dad went to the mall, bought her some more earrings. I'm cleaning her up when we get home. Earring is tucked up under her neck. I said, girl, how you have an earring tucked up under your neck all day?
So she got the sweet baby rolls.
But she really don't. She's not really a fat baby. Soon as she get done feeding, I bring her. But she's not really a fat baby. But it was just sitting up under her neck. I don't know how it sat there all day. She had been changed and everything. Yeah. The earring was just curled up under her neck.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm enjoying this 2-month period where she's small, and I'm not wishing for her to grow up no time soon.
Absolutely, and I know you're not. That's why I was telling her, I was like, take videos, all kind of videos, which I know I don't have to worry about her doing that. I'm like, take pictures.
I got like 27,000 photos in my phone. They don't even include all the baby. That's before the baby, so it's gonna be probably triple that this time next year.
And I'm pretty sure it will be. I am pretty sure. You know, the last time that I had you on the podcast, we were talking about love, and you actually made your public announcement that you were pregnant on my show, and I was like, oh my God, you gave me my Oprah moment. But that dynamic of love and how you find love, and you know how it's just enriching in your life, and you guys, you know, you talked about it and you shared like your struggles, your comeback as becoming a couple. And so I want to drive this point home because listen, we talk about females being so strong and being so powerful, and it is a beautiful thing. That is something that we absolutely possess. Some of us want to be in our soft woman and soft girl era. Some of us want to experience our role the way that it was supposed to be and created to be, all right? And so now that you have a husband, you have a helpmate, and you have this beautiful baby, you have your kids who act as mamas and daddy number 2 and all of that. How does that change the dynamic? Like, how has that changed your view of motherhood? Have you had to be as strong as before?
I would definitely say no. When I had my oldest 2 kids, in so many words, I was a single mom, so I was going to school, high school, so I kind of had to do everything by myself, and I was also working. Being that my kids are older, I have my husband there to help. It definitely, like yesterday, I was able to network. I networked yesterday afternoon, and then went to my daughter's fashion show. The baby was with daddy all day. So it is.
Shout out to the good
Shout out to daddy.
Shout out to the good fathers. Look,
y'all, no problem. I really wanted him to be there, but he was like, "Babe, just go handle your business." To you. It's funny when I got in my car, I had caught my homegirl. I was like, "Girl, it's so different being out without the baby." I said, "I think I can get used to this." I texted my best friend this morning. I said, "Listen, for now when we do stuff, we're gonna have to do it on Sunday, because Sunday he'll have the baby."
And I love that. Like, that's so refreshing. What is he saying over
He was like, "Oh."
I think that's so refreshing to be able to say, and I'm not knocking any other type of dynamic. Yeah. There are some phenomenal co-parenters out there where the father does take, the load, and it works out. But I just don't feel like any amount of co-parenting can top having a mother and a father inside of the household at the same time, and you just be able to hand them off real quick.
Right.
Instead of let me drive over and get them, or can you meet me somewhere, etc. And like I said, I'm not knocking that dynamic because that is, a great dynamic. And I'm just telling you that's just the route to go. So anybody who's watching this show, that is what I promote. I promote you either being a dynamic co-parent, duo, or I promote you just really, really being there for one another, because dads need support too, because dad is a new dad in a sense as well, just like mom is too. And so I really love that, because when we were at the fashion show, I loved talking to her, because I'm like, I ain't seen you in so long, like you've been inside. I need you to come back outside. And so because I know that there are some single mothers out there who are, struggling, and there are some women out there who are trying to make it work. So I'm going to ask you, within this last year of your business, what has been your greatest accomplishment, you feel?
That's easy. Opening my second office in Lake Wells. Even though lately I have not been able to use it as much as I like, but that definitely is going to be changing. But yeah, I would say my biggest accomplishment last year was opening that second office.
Opening not one, but 2 offices. Listen, she's a jack of all trades, a wife, a mother of a newborn,
a student,
a student, because you're going to get your MBA. She's going in to get her MBA, and so being able to open up that second office. Why did you feel that you needed to open up a second office?
So I got the opportunity to join BizLink. My husband had tagged me in this flyer, and it kind of just went from there. And they offered me a space for a reasonable price. And so I'm like, you know what? There's more that I want to add to my business that I don't want to do in the Arbondale office, because I want to get into life coaching and things like that. So I've been working on a little stuff, but that's what I plan on using that office for, is doing my life coaching and my more serious stuff. You come over to that office, it's a whole different vibe from Arbondale. That office is real classy. It's black, white, and gold. Just real
those classy. Are my oh my god.
Just real.
Listen, that's why I wanted to come here, because I like it. I could pack this backdrop up and just take it everywhere with me. I am in love with the aesthetic of this club. Like, it is such a phenomenal space, but that black, white, and gold,
it just does something to me every time.
When I redo my house, that's all I want.
It's
black, white, and
gold. I love gold too. Anyway, so it's like so that office is like very fancy. Whereas Arbondale is more fun. It has the pink. It has the black and white stripes. Yes, it's a lot going on there. So
there's a lot going on.
Lake Wells is my more serious office. For serious. And Arbondale, that's where we do the fingerprint. That's where we essentially do everything. And then we also have the nonprofit from the Lake Wells office too. That's another thing that I did last year.
Out of your services, which one booms? Like, which one kind of you get more clients with?
Oh, that's hard to say. My top 3 are branding, notary, and travel. And I would say I make more money as far as with the branding, because one contract could be $7,000-8,000. It just depends on the type of contract I get. And then the notary is what comes steady. I get several notarizations a week, so those just come.
Gotcha.
I work. I can't even say I work less with the branding, because it's all the behind the scenes. I would say notary would be my easiest money. Because there you go, sign the paperwork, Gotcha. Well, as far as branding, I'm working with that client for months, to get their project done. So notary is my easiest.
I got you. When I first sat down with you, you talked to me about your original comeback story, because you have been through some things. I'm gonna have y'all go back through that episode. We may touch on it a little bit, but you gotta go back and watch the episode, okay? And I'll put it in the link as well. But I was going to ask you, because you didn't just start at this particular caliber. Like, you were doing this while being a single mother. You were doing this while, you did insurance for a little bit. You did several different jobs for a little bit. And then I just find it fascinating that you were able to do it being a single mother. And I know that I'm a single mother. Like, we're building like a better co-parenting structure. So I'm not going to say that their father is not in their lives, because he absolutely is in a co-parenting space. But for the majority of the time, I'm maneuvering as a single parent. And yes, I do a lot of things, but the scope of your business is what really, really, really intrigues me. And I just want you to what would you say to the person who's struggling, like the single mother, the single father, who's struggling to jump out on faith and start their business? Like, what advice would you give to them?
First, pray about it. I definitely recommend praying about it and ask God to put you in his vision, put you where he sees you. You know, when we go out and we think that we know what we're talking about, and then we have to circle back to God. And that's when I've tried to make decisions without talking to him first, it don't ever work out in my favor.
Okay.
So I would definitely say, do what's in your passion, pray about it. Because if you're passionate about it, 9 times out of 10, that is what you were brought here to do. So definitely pray about it, and ask God for guidance and to align you with his vision, in so many words.
God, what I tell you, what's the formula? God, the right resources, knowing how to use those resources, and the willingness to do the work.
Yeah.
And I never put anything in any of my guests' mouths, but I'm telling you that is the winning formula for a comeback. I'm telling you, you have to do this thing with God first. Yeah. And even those that I know don't necessarily believe in God, but they believe in a higher power, they believe in a higher source, etc. But that's the number one. But I'm telling you right now, with God.
God and consistency.
I'm just gonna tell you.
And consistency.
I'm just gonna tell you, and that's facts. I'm gonna tell you. I was talking to someone. We were just talking at the fashion show, and they made the comment of, "I see you still being consistent," and they had a smile on their face, and I was like, I don't know if they smiling or if they smirking, but I'm just telling you right now. And I'm like, yes, I am very much so consistent. Every Monday at 7 p.m. on IG Live, Facebook, you're going to find me. And so talk to me about how important consistency is, because this girl, it doesn't matter. This girl will post 100 times a day. Talk to me about consistency. Like, let's speak into that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being consistent.
There's nothing wrong with being consistent. Do not, and I repeat, do not get discouraged when people are not following you. I mean, to this day, I still will have 100 likes on a photo of me, like sitting here cheese. But if I post some of my business, I'll get, a couple of likes. And I see that has grown. Do not get discouraged when you're posting stuff about your business and nobody's sharing and nobody's liking. Right. They see it. And even though they're not liking it, even though they're not seeing it, they're going to remember, especially if you're staying consistent, because sometimes people just, especially your family, you have to understand that our family knows a side of us that the public may not see. Right. So if you was a person that always played around, that always started something but never finished it, but now you're serious about this business, sometimes it's not even your family or friends that's doubting you. They're just trying to see, hey, before I invest in this, let me see if she's serious, or let me see if he's serious about this. And then you just sometimes got family that just don't want to be, just don't want to participate. But regardless of what it is, you yourself have to stay consistent. One of the things I do want to touch on and go back to, when I was a single mom and I was doing everything myself, one thing that helped me start my business and get everything going was I did Uber and Lyft on the side. So I was an independent claims adjuster, and then when I clocked out of that job, I was clocking into Uber and Lyft, and I loved doing Uber and Lyft. I loved it. That's how.
What did you love about it?
I love meeting the people.
Okay. See, of course you're gonna be one of those drivers that talk. If I'm your driver, I'm just gonna be like, God, please don't let them start a conversation with me. And I say that, but I do love this because I talk to my Uber drivers all the time. Yes. But I don't think I'm gonna initiate the conversation. I can so see you initiate the conversation.
I initiate every single conversation. I used to. I'm
probably networking. You probably be like, you need a notary, and if I do websites, and
It's funny that she says that. I actually had an attorney who needed some documents notarized. I was taking him to the airport, and he paid me $250 to notarize one document. And it was, I say, you realize that that's not what the fee is. That's not what I would charge you. He was like, you're convenient. He happened to be in. So let me tell you, I have my stickers on my car that promote my business. And when I was doing Uber and Lyft, I had 2 Ziploc bags taped to the back seat where the passenger would get in, because I didn't want nobody sitting behind me unless it was multiple people in the car.
Right.
So in the Ziploc bag, I had business cards and I had my candy. And he saw that I was a notary from my business cards. He paid me $250 to notarize one document right there.
You better be smart.
And then I dropped him off to the airport, and he left me an $80 tip.
I love that.
I could have easily went home that day because I had made my quote. My quote that day on the weekend was $400. I made well over $800 that day because I stayed. It was also during I forgot what game it was, but it was a game that was going on by the stadium in Tampa, and I had got so much tips and stuff from that. So definitely, if you're looking for ways to make extra money to start your business, do Uber and Lyft, because you can do that at your convenience. I know some people are like, I'm worried about such and such being behind me. Listen, I always carry my little friend with me, so if somebody did try me.
She said her little friend.
My little friend sat in my lap. My little friend sat in my lap.
Like, what you want to do? You want to ride Uber or you want to try me?
I can honestly say I did Uber and Lyft for probably 9 months to save up enough money to open up my business. And I never had an issue. And I did Uber all types of days. Like, my kids will tell you, I would go and I would pack me a bag and I would go to Tampa Friday night. I would make sure they was good. Friday night, I would go to Tampa. I would sleep in my car. I kid you not. My kids right here, my witness. Sean can even tell you, because me and him started dating during this whole situation. And he was like, you don't need to be out there doing Uber that time of night. By any means, like, I felt safe. And like I said, if something were to pop off, hey, I had my protection, and may the best man win. Essentially.
Listen, absolutely. I'm glad you hit on that, because it's a lot of people. I get a lot of inbox messages, and sometimes, people are like, Jazz, thank you so much for asking this question. And then there's some people that are like, I want you to go deeper the next time. And I'm living into that space of a request, because there are some people who have great business ideas, but they don't have the money. They don't have the credit score to go and get a loan from anyone. There's nobody in their family or their immediate circle that can give them money, that can borrow from their retirement, that believe in them enough to give them that chunk of change. And so I am so glad that you were so real with an avenue on how you can actually make residual income that will be like your nest egg until you're ready to push that go button or that start button on your business. Take us through very briefly, because she does this in her sleep. Take us through very briefly starting up the business, because there are some people watching, and I know y'all want to know how to start your business, because everybody already knows, like, the LLC. But tell me, at what point should they start? So right now I have a business idea. Where do I go from there?
So you saying, like, as far as seeing if that business name is available, like what I would
whole process. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to work for anybody else anymore. I am going to put this business to work. I'm ready to sacrifice. I'm ready to do Uber. I'm ready to do Lyft if I have to. I'm ready to get a second job. But right now, I don't want to work for anyone. So I have a name for my business, and my business name is Chandeliers by Jazz. What do I do?
So you first need to see if that business name is available.
Number one.
Number one. The last thing you want to do, and trust me, I learned this the hard way. The last thing you want to do is run off with a business name. You go and you buy all these marketing materials, you buy all this stuff, and then you realize that name is already taken by somebody else. So now you have to go back to the drawing board, and you've wasted all of the money that you did save for this. You've wasted that money. So you first want to go on Google somebiz.org. Facebook, Instagram, whatever social media you plan on using to promote your business, you want to go and see if that name is available on those platforms first. So first, the reason why you want to check Google, GoDaddy. You want to go to GoDaddy. Even if you're not thinking about a website right now, say that's way down the path, the last thing you want is to have this whole brand and your business takes off the way you planned, and now you're trying to get a website, and now you have to change up your name because that website is already gone.
Right.
So you want to go ahead and purchase that domain. It's typically on GoDaddy.com. It's typically like no more than $30-$40 for the first year. Who cares? It's worth it, because you're going to waste a lot more money trying to change up your company name because you done branded your whole company around this name and you can't get it. Okay, so now you got that. You purchase your domain. You also, before you purchase your domain, you want to see if that name is available on Sunbiz. So you'll go to sunbiz.org. There's a button that says search. And then you'll go down to where it says like name. It gives you different options that you can search. You'll hit name, and then you type in the business of that name. If that name is available, you will not be able to see it in the list of names that come up. Especially if you type it exactly how you want it spelled. You don't miss anything out. You put it exactly how you want it. If that name does not show up in the list of names that come up, that name is available, go ahead and snatch it. Go ahead and grab it. So now you got your LLC. It typically takes about 7 days. I know I just did the LLC a couple days ago, and she just got her confirmation back today that her LLC was approved. Once your LLC is approved, that's when you go to irs.gov website. go in the search bar because I'm all about getting to the information as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Go to type in EIN in the search bar. Yeah. Go ahead and get your EIN. That's going to be very important. I know when you're doing the sunbiz.org, it'll ask you, do you want your certificate of status or do you want a copy of your certificate? You don't need none of that. Save them $30. Put that towards something else. Yeah. All the bank needs to open up your business bank account is your LLC and your EIN. You must have those. Once you get your EIN number and once your LLC is approved, you're going to want to go back in and attach your EIN to your LLC, if that makes sense. And if you follow my business page, Glamour Tag Consultation Services, I'm going to be doing how-to tutorials on all this stuff. Because this is my business week, so it's funny that this actually falls in my business week. See how God just be aligning stuff up? This was not planned, y'all. I promise this was not planned. But I'm going to be posting how-to tutorial videos, how to register for your LLC, how to renew. Y'all know it's that time of year where it's time to renew your LLCs as well, or you pay that $400 fee. I don't know about y'all. I don't care how rich I get. I don't ever want to give $400 free dollars to anybody.
And I know somebody who's in that situation so much so that they're like, I'm going to just change the name of my business.
That's what my client did.
Just start over.
That's what my client did. I was like, hey, if you've already branded that name and you already got your website and your logo, then I understand, sis, go ahead and do that. Yeah. But if you ain't got nothing, let's see about changing that name. Yeah. So I actually was able to find her a name by using ChatGPT.
Okay. Well, listen,
I can't tell y'all what
there's a positive to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT
so much
saves lives.
Tell us how. Because we just went through the downsides of ChatGPT when it comes to writing out essays and stuff. When we're trying to turn in these papers when you are students, that's something, you got to get away from. But on the business side of it, there are so many positives to it.
Like, for example, you can tell it, give me 31 days of good morning posts. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but every morning I have these little flyers, like a good morning post.
I'm like,
I didn't come up with those words. I can, but why I do that when there's a AI that's gonna do it for me and can save me time, and I can put that time in to make more money. It's a no-brainer.
So it just tells you.
So you tell it, you say 30. You'll tell it, give me 31 days of good morning social media posts. Like you got ChatGPT there?
I do.
Can I see your phone real quick?
Yes, let's just get into it. And I'm gonna tell you why she's getting that information. Simone is such a helpful resource, and she does not mind sharing. Like I noticed, like on her post, I just didn't muster up I don't necessarily say courage, but I just never asked anybody else. And I was like, oh, I feel comfortable with Simone, and I want different fonts on my post. All I did was text her, and I was like, hey, I know it should be something so easy and something that I'm missing, but how do you change the fonts? Girl, we about 5 years into people changing fonts, and I'm just not asking. I'm like, how do you change the fonts of your posts? Simone not only sends me one site, she sends me about 3 sites, but then she sends me the one that she likes the best, and then she just tells me what to do, and it's been gravy ever since. Like, it's so easy. So those things that you are afraid to ask people, I understand, because sometimes we're just not comfortable asking people, but for me, Simone is somebody that I feel comfortable asking, and she's just going to give me the
resource. And
there's so many things because I don't want to take advantage of something that she is clearly charging for. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like something like the font, that's easy. But like if I said, Simone, hey girl, can you build me a website? I'm gonna ask her to do that for free.
I'm gonna laugh just like that. Like, girl, stop.
That was so cute.
That was so cute.
Thank you for thinking of me. Look, I don't have to tell so many people that hosted. Girl, thank you so much for thinking of me. You said it was for free.
I'll pass.
Thank you so much. I can refer you to somebody. Thank you for thinking of me.
So we're not new to this. We're true to this. That's been my little saying. I think I done said that about 4 or 5 times today.
Listen.
I like your phone. I'm gonna show y'all this ChatGPT.
Look, he got his phone locked and everything. Now you got me being auntie over here. What you got your phone locked for?
Yeah. So,
okay.
And it just locked itself again. I think I accidentally hit the button.
Listen, in a second we're gonna bring the baby on because you've got to see her. I've got to see her. I've just been able to see her like via social media, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see the baby.
My little tunka. So look, I literally typed in 31 days of good morning social media content. And wow. So number 1, rise and shine, embrace the new day with positivity. Number 2, start your day with a grateful heart. what you are thankful for today. Number 2, that's really a good one because that's an engagement post. That will get people commenting under your status. Number 3, a cup of coffee and a moment of peace, the perfect recipe for a great morning. If you drink coffee, take a picture of you drinking some coffee, post it as your saying. Ain't nobody got to know ChatGPT came up with that.
Literally,
nobody has to know.
Literally, it is a list of everything is telling you what to say.
Yep. And all you have to do is like copy and paste it, put whatever fancy or whatever picture you want to put with it, and post it.
That's what
and what I do for my business is what I've been doing this year, because I've been trying to take a different approach and get better at scheduling content, is now I schedule my content for the whole month. So everything I've been seeing post for the month of January, that was scheduled in the beginning of January.
So you schedule it on Facebook, or how do you schedule it?
I use MetaSuite. Okay. So I schedule it on MetaSuite because it does Facebook, Instagram, and yes, I said and 3 additional groups that you are in. Okay. So that gives you 5 places for free to promote whatever it is that you're trying to promote. Okay,
so since she gave it away free here, I'm gonna pick your brain about that for free.
Yeah.
No, I was just playing. But yeah, so that's a freebie. With when you do Meta though, like, do you have to have it in professional mode or business mode, or is it automatically?
So like it's your business page. Okay. So say you have your personal page, like my personal page is Simone Mcfarlane, and then my business page is Glamour Tag, and then Girls Leave a Mark. So you want to make sure that your Facebook business page and your Instagram page are connected. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. So that way you're posting to both at the same time. Awesome. And there are other apps where you can post to like TikTok, all of that. I'm not big on TikTok. I just do Facebook and Instagram. And then my Google business page. If you have a Google business page, treat your Google business page like a social media page. Don't create it and think it's a one and done. It's not a one and done. You must stay active. You know, the clients, the consumers must see that you're posting at least once a week or twice a week. It's important to ask your clients for reviews, because even though you've created that Google business page, say you got James Notary and Steve Notary, and Steve has 300 comments at a 5-star, and Jane has 1 comment at a 5-star. Steve, even if Jane has been here longer, Steve is going to come up first because he has more. He has more people on he has more reviews. So typically, out of those 300 reviews, no, you're not going to get every client to say, "Oh, thank you for helping me notarize my dad's power of attorney." But if you can, try to direct them to what you want them to say in so many words. So I'm not saying buy reviews. What I'm saying is tell the client, hey, when you leave me a review, do you mind mentioning what services I provided to you? That's it. Yeah. And 9 times out of 10, they will mention, and if they don't, so what? But it doesn't hurt to ask, So that's what has really helped us get reviews. I think right now
with the Google page.
Yeah, with the Google business page. I think right now,
so if you don't have one,
set one up or hire us and we can do it for you.
Listen, or
we do all that for you. We'll set up your Google business page, your website, your social media pages. We'll make sure it's connected. We do all of that.
Before we go any further, before we bring the baby on, I wanted to ask you, in business, and I'm gonna just hit on this, but in business, because you had a podcast with other females, and you guys, tell me the name of the podcast.
Mind Your Own Business.
Mind Your Own Business, of course. Mind Your Own Business.
MYOB.
It was a working wheel. Everything. You guys, your chemistry seemed to be together. It was wife, husband. I'm like, I used to love to come and watch you guys like film, because I'm like, the husbands are on the other side of the camera. Y'all are just. I've been on the podcast and it was great, but that was also a business deal. So if you had to go into another deal or, business where you're on a podcast with someone, because a lot of people always ask me all the time, would I do a podcast with other people? And I just want to see if your thought aligns with how I feel about it. Like, what would you do differently?
So what I definitely, I will be honest and transparent. I definitely miss my own business. That is where I came out with. I miss it. I miss the girls. I'm not even gonna lie. I miss it because that was my opportunity. That's when I first came out about what had been done to me when I was a kid. Yeah. So that was my safe place. That I think for most of us, that was a lot of our safe place. Yeah. I would say what I would do differently is I think if we would have had a fifth person that was unbiased to it, I think if we would have had a fifth person who would say, hey, because if you got 4 people, 2 this way, 2 that way, okay, now what do we do? Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If we had a fifth person that was like managing us and that could make that final decision, I think that would have a lot of things, or some of the things that happened, I think that would have stopped that. Because that fifth person who is unbiased, so none of our husbands know, oh, my friend could do it. No, it's a person who's completely unbiased to it, period. I think if we would have had that fifth person, I think we could have made it work. We had a really good dynamic, and I'm gonna say it again. I miss the girls. I miss it, but everybody. I still follow Edwina. I still follow Sierra. Me and Kwanda, that's my girls. So I see everybody is still doing good. Edwina had Boss Fest. Yeah, I heard it was really good.
It was really good.
Sierra out living her best life.
Look, I saw Sierra. I saw Sierra at the MLK parade. She came up to me. I'm like, who is this beautiful girl? And I'm like, okay, I see you.
Right.
You got your glasses on and stuff, but I see
Did
you.
she have a wig?
Yeah, she had her hair straight. That's why I didn't really want to recognize her. And then I was like, oh, that's Sierra.
I'm so used to the poof and hair.
Right. And me too. And I'm like, okay, girl, you looking all bright.
You looking all good.
Sun shiny. But yeah, so what was your favorite part about having a podcast? And give me something where people just feel that they can just jump up and have a podcast. Because you asked me this question at my 1-year podcast anniversary show. You asked me what it would take to have a podcast. And so some people make it look so easy, but what did you love about having a podcast? And then what was just the hardest part about having a podcast?
That's a fun one. So what I would say what I loved about it is having that platform where I felt safe to speak about anything, any topic that came up. I love to talk. I'm pretty sure anybody who knows me knows that. I love to talk. I could talk all day. My husband be like, you need to shut up. I'm just playing, because I slapped him. I'm joking. But I would say I like talking. I love bringing guests on and being able to talk to the guests. What I would say, what I hated most about it was you're going into a business with 4 women, and I'm just gonna put the period right there. You should know what it is going into a business with 4 women. You got all the extra, you got so much going on. And like I say, if we had that fifth person, it's funny because I was telling my daughter this the other day. I said I wish there was some way I could bring everybody back together. I said, but I know it's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen, but I wish there was a way it could come back together. Even if it's not the same group in a sense, I would love for it to be the same group because we're the ones that started it. I wish we could have worked through it, but everybody had to do what was best for them and what their mindset was at that time frame.
Gotcha.
But next time, if it's a group of anybody, we have to have a person that has to be unbiased to it. We have to make it an odd number because when we have an even number, if these 3 say this and these 3 say that, okay, now what? Right.
now what? I like that.
You got to have a manager.
Yeah. And that's great. And I asked you that question because you have that business lens to be able to say, okay, this is what is needed, because a lot of us are doing it solo. Like you guys see me do this solo, and I'm comfortable doing it solo, but you do need a team around you. Like I still think that a manager, even a promoter, someone who can do your marketing, etc. It is very important to elevate, your platform to take it to another sphere, and doing it with someone else. And that's why I think when I was talking about it, I don't know what platform I was on talking about it, but that's kind of what you said. Like it just would need to be set up as a business.
And ours was. That's the crazy thing. Ours was set up as a business. And I think our dynamic worked so well because we all were great at different things. Like I was good with the content, the social media. You have Kwanda who's providing the venue, and they had the whole. You saw that production. That production was mad insane. And then you have Edwina and even Edwina and Kevin, good with production as well. Right. And they handled all the stuff behind the scenes, uploading the video. So and then Sierra just brought the audience because she's known. Yeah. So we each all added our own little dynamic, so it worked out well. And that's why I say I wish things could have went different.
Yeah, I got you. Thank you so much, and that's fair. Thank you so much for answering that. So listen, now I hope she didn't go to sleep. She over there chilling with Daddy. Look, we're gonna bring on. Look, she the real star of the show. Like me and Simone, we're just we're props.
I'm just here.
We're props. At this point when she comes on. So listen, introduce your baby girl to us because we want to see her. We've seen her on pictures. We've seen her in videos because you take a lot of them all day.
I'm sorry.
You know, she was making her little debut. She was like saying, "I need to come on right now.
Yes.
What y'all doing?" Like she's like, "I thought we was doing it at the top of the show."
There she goes.
There she go. Hey, mama. Say, oh, look.
Yeah, you say
I know what your mama did. She put on her pink and green, trying to make me happy. She put on you. Look at these socks. Ooh, look at these socks.
Amazon and Once Upon a Child are one of
my
favorite stores.
I love Once Upon a
I
Child.
love Once Upon a Child. I'm so mad I missed they sell this.
I see your
This
bracelet.
came from Once Upon a Child. And them bracelets.
Look at your bracelet, mamas. And you got a headband.
Yeah.
You say hey to TT Jazz. Hey, mamas. Hey. Hey, baby. Look, I've known you since you were in your mama's.
Yep.
Now I can at least say that part. Give me a second to say it, girl. I was changing your pimp. I was changing your pimp. Yes, I was. Hey, mama. Hey.
She's a good baby.
She is. We were talking, and I said, "Well, does she sleep?" Look. My son has gotten up out of his seat.
Look.
He wants to be a big brother so bad. Ooh, he wants to be a big brother so bad.
I was just trying to take a picture.
You were trying to take a picture. Look, you eat all this up, cause baby. I don't know now, cause let me.
She got a head. A head full of hair. A head.
Oh
I told my husband, I said,
you are.
And she just moves. You see
But
that?
where you going now?
That's why I be.
You want to put on some
You want the
lipstick?
lip gloss,
You want to
girl?
put on some lip
You want the
gloss?
lip gloss?
Yeah, it match your outfit. And brought to you by Gold Standard Lip Gloss.
Right.
The one that every baby craves.
You just got that voice like that. I can't even describe it, like announcer type voice.
Listen, I receive it. Look, all those blessings, it's gonna come.
It
like
is.
I'm like, let me do some voiceover work and all that good stuff.
Right,
Like
it's gonna
make it work. Let me get on Simone's train so she can be like, look, you need to market this way. I'm coming to you.
Okay, I'm here.
I'm coming to you.
Say we is here because you come in Glamour Town.
Yes,
right
yes.
there. And let's some Monday and then she'll be with Daddy.
Listen, and this for this portion, one of the things that I do love is how you incorporated your children into building the foundation of your business. I am so I'm so interested and I'm so vested in how to leave a living legacy. And you know that legacy surpasses us by the ones who are going to technically outlive us.
Right.
We hope, right?
Right.
And so that's why I have my sons always, you know, right now they're behind the cameras, they're taking pictures. You had Kira taking pictures, videos. When I first met you, Kira was everywhere. Kira got like some of the best sound bites in videos, and she did our setup when we first did our first interview, and I just watched, and I'm like, Simone has really trained these kids to be entrepreneurs. Like, she was telling me about Applejack's store. She was telling me about her oldest son and all of his things that he does. And I'm just like, exactly. But what I really loved is that they were on board. Like, it wasn't like you were making them do it. It's like they saw the value in it. And I had someone that stated, you know, you're always asking for an editor or whatever. Like, that's it, your son. So my son is over there. And he, you know, I was like, I'm going to let you do what you do. Like, show me you want to be an editor and all this good stuff. And I'm like, I didn't say that you had to be. But he's so interested in wanting to be an editor, and so I'm like, if you want to be an editor, then
might as well start with
why wouldn't you start here?
Why wouldn't you start
and
here?
I'm like, and I can pay you. Like, why would you want to go work for McDonald's? Like, if I could pay you more than McDonald's could pay you, and you just edit a video, like that's quick money. Like, use your brain cells, use
right.
Exactly. Right? Like, what we doing? What we doing? Like, like my mama or my daddy had said, girl, you ain't got to go into the workforce. You can work for me. What?
For real.
What?
Mama, Daddy, what happened?
That's what I'm trying to create.
want to know what happened.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to figure out what happened.
And it's all good.
Well, my dad did have a trucking business. I don't know how he could have put me in his trucking business. I don't know. I could have did something. Daddy.
What was you going for? You could have did something.
I could have rolled with you. I don't know. I could have did something. I could have been a good companion for you while you're on the road. I don't know. During the summers, because I get out of school.
So listen, we brought the baby on, and then I definitely also invited you on because I said, you know, I get into these conversations with people where it's like, you know, I don't necessarily have a comeback, or I can't think of a good enough comeback story or whatever the case may be. And then, like I posted, Sakia Donaldson was one of my guests on my show, and such a dynamic force to be reckoned with. She's so dope as a stylist, and then she does her STEM program with young girls over the summer, etc. Wow. And she's just amazing. And just to listen to her story, her comeback story, I titled her snippet, you know, some say don't call it a comeback, but then others accept it for what it is. And so, you know, we're constantly making comebacks. Like Simone shared, you know, she shared her comeback story in different layers the first time she was on my show. Then she came back with her husband. They shared, you know, what their comeback story was as a couple. And then now she's at another phase in her life, and she agreed to come on because this dynamic, this is totally different. And she's, you know, morphing into a different type of businesswoman. And so since you were here last, what have you had to overcome? Because what have you had to overcome? Surely you have had nothing that you've had to come back
from. So I've had to overcome, like I always call it PTSD, but I know it's not PTSD. I think it's like postpartum. I want to say I want to say I hit it a little bit because I had got to a point where I'm like, you know what? And this is just being completely transparent, okay? So you're going to hear it straight from me. But during these little 2.5, 3 months that I was off, I had considered just closing everything down and just going back to corporate America. I'm like, I'm going to have a small baby. How am I going to be doing all of this? How am I going to be doing this and speaking at events and doing my notary stuff? And now I have branding, and Kira's not in the office with me. And I had talked to Kira, my husband and my son about it, and all of them, and some in the words is like, hell no. Yeah. you have to remember, you was on maternity leave. It's gonna take a while for you to get back to where you were. And so I took an extra 2 weeks off. I did a lot of praying, a lot of crying when Sean was at work. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to just keep it moving. I have come too far to close everything down. And what am I really closing it down for? I really have no reason.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, there really is no reason. Because things were slow. But of course, it's slow. I'm on maternity leave. So we're not we wasn't accepting the new contracts. I was still doing notarizations here and there. Trey will go to the office. But as far as me, I wasn't marketing, going to networking events. I had just stopped everything completely because I really needed to refocus and get some things back right. But now I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
How did you get that mind frame back? Because listening to you with what you're saying, a lot of people don't think that you are a boss unless you can lose it and get it again. And so what I'm hearing is, because what I would be thinking is if I lost everything, I know that I can get it back again, but what's going to kill me and what would make me just give up would be the timing. Right. The timing that we put on ourselves, because I think the essential part of that is we feel like we got to get it back. Like nothing never happened to me. Like I lost it, but look at how fast I got it back. And sometimes it is not about that. Right. Sometimes it's not about how quick you can get it back, because once you get it back again, you want to be able to sustain it forever and ever and ever. And so was that your struggle with the timing of how fast you wanted to get it back?
To be honest, no.
Okay.
I wasn't if I were in a situation to where I had to be worried about the struggle, worried about how long it would take, yes, and this is just being completely transparent. If I was a single mom, then I would have to worry about that, because like, who's gonna pay the dang on bills?
That's how my brain works.
Yeah, and that's how my brain works. I've only been married for a year, so there are times where Sean has to put me in my place, because I still have that I wouldn't say single woman mentality, like independent woman mentality. He's like, you ain't got to carry everything by yourself. That's what you have a husband for. That's what I'm here for. It's like, if you need me, ask. But we get so stuck in our head and our pride.
Look, you better be like he walking over there. I say, Sean, get on this thing. That's what that you don't have to worry and that you don't have to think that way.
Yeah, like, you don't. Yeah.
My God, like
it's definitely something that I prayed about, and like I say, if I was a single parent, maybe it would definitely be different. But because I had that little cushion to be able to weigh out my options, and I'm like, I have come too far. I put too much in the glamour tag to just walk away from it and close both offices. That's exactly what the devil want me to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you down here. That's why I walk on you. That's why I walk on you. So. No, I'm like, I gotta get this together, because one thing I don't like being told what to do. And when you work in corporate America, you have to deal with that. And in certain situations, with my notary clients, there's certain instructions I have to follow. But at the end of the day, I'm the owner of Glamour Tag. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. If I don't want to do it, I don't have to do it. I had a client the other day, she wanted us to do a service for her, and I let her know, hey, you have to pay first before we provide the service. And she felt like, oh, I've been your client for, this is my third time getting service from you. And it's like, listen, I understand that, but if I change my rules for you, then I have to change my rules for everybody else. This year, I am so serious about my SOPs, extended operating procedures. I am so serious about sticking to my guns this year, regardless if it costs me or not. That client right there, I lost a big client because I didn't want to change my rules. But you don't go into Walmart, you don't go into Dollar General, you don't go into any of these other stores asking them to change their rules for you. So why do you think it's okay for you to come to my small business? And my business, I did it with all of my own money. I didn't have any business credit. I didn't have any business credit. I didn't have any. I had to do everything myself. So ain't nobody gonna come in telling me to do nothing. And that's just that. And that's where my stance is. So don't worry about how long it's gonna take for you to get it back. If you never put the action towards getting it back, it's gonna take you forever to get it back. You have to, start making the actions and start making the, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even get my thoughts together. But you have to start making the necessary steps to get to what it is you're trying to get to. Stop waiting and watching and waiting for a miracle to fall out the sky. It's not. It's not going to fall out of the sky. You are that miracle.
I like it.
You are that miracle.
So listen, Simone, before we get out of here, I want you to do me a favor. Talk us through a typical day in your life. I had Coach Lee on, and she specializes in helping people maximize their time, especially for professionals.
I love Coach Lee.
Listen, she's amazing.
She is.
She's amazing at what she does, and just listening to her and some of her strategies, I just want to just ask you, what does your day look like? Because we're talking about being an entrepreneur. We're talking about having to do all of this on your own, right? So what's your day looking like?
So organization, it does not work for me because some things are organized, but I can sit up here and I can plan my, like if I show y'all my calendar, you'll be like, what the hell, seriously? But at a moment's notice, that could literally change. Like just coming here, for example, if it wasn't for the fact that me and Sean drove 2 different cars to get here, I would have been late coming here because last minute a notarization came. We had a whole day mapped out how he was going to do everything, and then last minute a man came in with a really difficult, and I wasn't there, my son was there, and he came in with a really difficult notarization that my son had to call me about, and that took about 45 minutes for the man to get everything that he needed. So organization for me, of course, I'll with her, I'll have her outfit picked out at night. I'll have her bag ready. Applejack will get her dressed in the morning so I can get dressed and have my coffee and stuff. And then when we get to the office, it kind of is whatever thrown at me, I just take it as it comes, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it. I try to organize my day and say, okay, from this time to this time, I'm gonna do this. From this time to this time, and maybe 4 years ago, maybe that would have worked, but the life I live now, because a customer can call me and say, hey, I can be planning a study from 2 to 5, and if a customer call and say, hey, I need a power of attorney notarized, I know for me that's 150. I'm about to go make that 150. I can study tomorrow. So that's my philosophy.
Thank you.
Studying is important.
Listen, I'm waiting. Like how much longer do you have to go?
I finish this year. As long as everything goes as planned, I'll finish this year.
I'm going to go ahead and say congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Congratulations. My girl will be walking across the stage with her MBA.
Yes.
Listen, and much deserving MBA, because I feel like if you had to do any kind of field study or anything like that, you are living, breathing it right now.
Exactly.
With your business.
Yep.
Like, you are able to be your own case study.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, I want you to tell everybody how they can reach out to you, contact you, book you for services, pay for your services. But then she also is so nice that she offers free one-on-ones online, that she will give you some freebies. So let us know how they can keep in contact with you.
So I definitely recommend following my Glamour Tag Consultation business page and join our group. I'm going to be dropping how-to videos. I just dropped a how-to create Canva content in 5 minutes. This week I have 2 how-to tutorials. One is how to register your business on SunBiz, and the other one is how to renew your LLC, because I get that question a lot.
Yes.
And yes, these are things that my company offers, but I'm all about if I can help you to save money and for you to do it yourself, go ahead and do it, because there's always going to be somebody out there that no matter how much you stick it in their face, they're not going to do it. And those are the ones that have come to me. And the ones that are like me that say, hey, I can't afford to pay you, but I can figure it out for myself. Most of the services that I offered, it was because I didn't want to pay somebody else to do it. I just had to figure it out myself. So definitely follow my business page. You can go to visit us on our website, www.tagglam.com. You can send us an email, simone@tagglam.com. Or you can call us 877-882-5379 extension 1.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Listen, y'all better make sure you check her out, because she is the real deal, okay? Like, I'm not just fluffing anything. So make sure.
Go read the Google reviews.
Like, look, that's what I'm talking about.
There's no fluff nowhere.
No
Don't read the Google reviews. I promise you, every review on there is from a client. From a literal human being.
Listen, and if you caught the episode, a little late and you don't know where we are, listen, I want to give a huge shout out to the owners of Kulture On First. And so you've got to come and check them out. They're located here in Winter Haven. You have got to make sure that you come. They have brunch, they have karaoke night, they have all types of themed nights. So please support them. They are Black owned. They do a lot in our community, and they are just a phenomenal duo to talk business. And hopefully I will have them on my podcast soon as well. Like, I've been trying to get them on for a minute, and I want them to show you their faces. And so I love looking at their posts as well. So again, make sure that you come to Kulture On First. I think they're having a brunch this Sunday. So, and the food is magnificent. I keep hearing about it. I'm definitely going to come and be in the building very, very soon. So thank you so much to the owners for allowing me to take episode 108 of the Jazzie Conversations with Jazz podcast here. Of course, my special guest, Miss Simone Mcfarlane-Tucker. Make sure that you subscribe to the Jazzie Conversations with Jazz podcast on Facebook, on IG, on YouTube, and you can also find me on all podcast platforms. If you need an ad service for your business, definitely contact me, and I will make sure I give you all the information about advertising your business on my podcast. All you have to do is email me at Jazzie, that's Jazzie, conversationswithjazz@gmail.com. And before we leave, I want you to remember that on this platform, you are all a part of my Jazzie crew, and all goal diggers, that's GOAL diggers, are welcome. And remember that now is a dope time for a comeback. You can come back from anything with God, the right resources, knowing how to use those resources effectively, and the willingness to put in the work. Yes. I will see you guys later for episode 109. You guys have a happy Monday. Leave us a review. Make sure you comment. Make sure you go on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Have a good night.
Peace. I know I say peace at the end all the time. My daughter I'll be looking for you to say peace at the end. She's like, oh, you said peace.
And so when we post this, because I gotta, my child is supposed to be hitting in right now. But
well, since we're still here, I just got something I want to say real quick. So I am going to be within the next 1 or 2 weeks. I'm going to be dropping a flyer for this is going to be the biggest business class that I've done.
A business class.
A business class, and it's going to be 3 For sure, 3 parts, possibly 4 parts. So
Okay.
I'm giving y'all a little insight. So it's going to be business structure. So I'm going to be talking about business credit, DUNS number, registering your business, renewing your LLCs, a bunch more. I can't give it to y'all right now. Then I'm also going to be doing, so that's section 1. Then section 2 will be about brand.